Hello, everybody. Jeff here. Another one of these AI topic videos. This will be a short one. I just want to address a number of misstatements that I see regularly. On the whole thing is like GPT. There's a whole thing on this right now, right? And then and then there are statements that Chat GPT is based on machine learning and large language models. And I've seen statements about large language models are the basis of all, I'm going to say, natural language processing tasks and natural language processing. And that contains natural language understanding and natural language generation as a foundational model. Now, I want to be very clear of this. It is not, okay? Now, large language models are not, and I'm going to say not, the basis for all natural language processing. Now, it is the basis for a significant amount of statistical processing, NLP, statistics-based NLP, and neural-based NLP, right? But saying that it is the basis for all natural language processing is a false statement. And I'm going to make it very clear, okay? Someone says that, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? They don't know what they're talking about. So there have been a lot of rule-based processes, rule-based NLP that has been done for decades, before we were doing any significant statistical things, okay? The whole statistical approach to natural language processing started kind of coming out in institutes, research institutes, around 1998, 1999. I mean, it was there before, but those that were doing, significantly investing in this, I could even say, the University of California, okay, I City, California, CMU, MIT, okay, these are the places that were doing this early on, okay. That led to some spin-off companies, which were able to put it on the market as products, which happened around 2003 to 2005 starts, right? But then it kind of got a lot of traction. In about 2009, 2010-ish, right? That's when we started seeing statistical NLP really begin to get, as I said, get some traction. And now it's just, and that, then everybody's doing a lot of open source kits for a lot of statistical approaches around 2011, 2012. And then it kind of turned over to neural-based processing, which really began going in 2014, 2015, 2016. And now we're seeing this today in 2022, 2023. Saying, when I see statements that it's the basis of all natural, that these, and then large language models really began. I mean, this is the whole discussion of large language models, which we could say neural-based was doing it. Statistical-based was doing it even, back in the, 2009, 2000, or even before. But it wasn't really big, large language models. Until after, about 2010 was when I made a presentation at Microsoft. And we could see that they were, I did one of the Microsoft research lectures there. And I was showing how we were doing low resource languages. And we had stuff that we couldn't do it. And they weren't there yet, okay? Because we needed more data. So it was already in place, the large language models. But really what we call LLMs today and how they're doing it really has come about. In the last few years, we're calling large language models. And you can see those that are focusing on this are like Microsoft and Facebook, who have, set the precedent. They've been setting the pace. And then a lot of companies and institutes have been working on this in tandem and kind of along with it. There have been, a number of different approaches to this, but I don't want to go into all the details, right? But I just want to make it really clear that I still do a lot of, I and others still do a lot of rule-based stuff, and it works. I mean, I've just seen some people making statements recently about how they're doing the rule-based stuff works better. Yes, it does, because you can program it to work better, okay? The problem with statistical is you need a lot of data, and the problem in neural, you need a lot of data, and you got a lot of input, that stuff that comes out that isn't what you expect or predict to be. Now we can see that we get a lot of issues of false authenticity, okay? Because we don't know how it's working. We're still trying to figure it out. So I want to make it really clear here. I don't know how many times that people that are making statements that it's all NLP, you got it wrong, okay? You just got it wrong, okay? You have not worked in the places that have done this, okay? Okay. So let's be very careful when we make statements of these things, because it just will not it discredits you when you say that you said these things, okay? It is the basis. Large language models are significant impact. They've got a lot of investment in these things, but you got to have a lot of resources to do it. So not everybody can do this, right? Not everybody can pay. Not everybody can invest in the types of process you're going to have this. If you want to see some stats on how many processors you need to make this happen, you just go to see Omniscient, formerly Asia Online. They give the stats in their webinars about how many processors you need to make these things happen, okay? They provide the information. And a lot of others don't talk about how small their processors or how many things they got running, right? And then those have big data centers on this kind of topic, like Google and Microsoft. They're not going to tell you how many they got running. They got a whole building for this thing, right? So they got so many processors, it just makes the rest of us look like a joke, okay? So I just want to make it really clear here that be careful what you say, because it discredits you, okay? And that is sad when we're in the middle of a hype cycle. This is a hype cycle, folks, and we need to make sure that we stop making statements that say that discredits previously very well working systems and things that were maybe rule based that still work. I use a lot of rule based stuff because it's really accurate. I can really fine tune it. And I have to sit there and try to tweak stuff. I gotta tweak things to get it to maybe work in a way I want it to, right? I can, the first time around, bam, it's working. Bam, it's working. Bam, it's working. It does exactly what I want it to do. It's very predictable. Rule-based stuff is extremely predictable. It's hard to scale, though, okay? It's really hard to scale, but it's very predictable. If you've got small projects, small things, you got to do it in tight time, do a rule-based approach. Don't sit there and play with large language models if that's what you need to do, okay? So just be careful what you say, folks, out there, because it's not always true. A lot of these statements, these generic statements, it's just blanket statements that don't work.